Hopefully things are going well for you, and yeah, it's another commentary video, but I'm gonna need you to bear with me. Thank you. Now, the commentary topic will be about console gaming. Okay, now on with it. However, it just seems to wonder, but however, I do kind of have that feeling in my gut that console gaming is stagnating. I mean, here we are sitting around here showing our fascination towards the Xbox Series X, while the console games industry is beginning to see a stagnation, and more people are beginning to flock to the PC gaming industry. Console gaming has played a big part on keeping the games industry healthy. There's no denying that. However, when it comes to console gaming, you do have the convenience of not worrying about finding the right part for your desktop computer, and all you can just do is just plop the game into the machine and sit comfortably in your couch with the controller in hand, and you're having a good time. That's the convenience of console gaming. But, however, we're beginning to see the disadvantages of console gaming show up more and more, and pretty much what is supposed to be convenient in the first place, we're beginning to see it become inconvenient as more and more issues begin to rise up. I did a top 5 in one of the previous videos, and I did end up mentioning rhythm games and the issue that rhythm games is dealing with right now. So why is it that rhythm games are having difficulty in the modern day when it comes to games releasing on, well, console and of course the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation? We are getting Hatsune Miku, we are getting Groove Coaster, but there is something that rhythm games are struggling with, and yes, it is input lag. And boy, oh boy, this is where we jump right into it. However, when it comes to console gaming and input lag, they do not go well together. There's gonna be bounds of issues when it comes to input lag. And however, it all just boggles down to finding a TV that's good enough and just has reduced input lag. However, here's the issue. Nobody hasn't invented a gaming TV at all, and yeah, I know that Nvidia technically did made a gaming TV, but that was Nvidia, and we don't even know what happened to that gaming TV. And that gaming TV happens to have a built-in Nvidia Shield TV. However, I ended up coming to the realization that, well, when it comes to electronic manufacturers working on TVs, gaming is more and more of a tiny afterthought. Because here is the thing. People have been pushing TVs and TVs more for the sole purpose of movies and TV shows. I wouldn't say anything about cable TV at all, since everybody's cutting the cord and going straight to streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, or VRV and Funimation. And yeah, it's probably not a good idea for me to mention Funimation after what they did to interspecies reviewers and a few other incidents. Just starting to remember the last time I got someone started on Funimation. But however, back to what I'm trying to say. If we are basically to talk about TVs, a lot of the times it's all about for the sake of viewing movies and shows, and of course, animes. But if you're going to be wanting to find a TV that does not harm you in input lag and does more to reduce input lag, and you would have less input lags accountable of that TV, good luck. When it comes to game footage capturing, when it comes to content creation, and of course live streaming, there are two things that we should definitely be concerned about. One, when it comes to, well, PC gaming capture, it's much more simplistic than ever. We have our GeForce experiences, and of course, we can pretty much plop our game up on the OBS. However, if we are to go and take a look at console gaming, we need something called a capture card, and the only brand that's known for providing reliable capture cards is none other than Elgato, and even Elgato is beginning to, well, show its issues. And we do have other people like Avery Media and Hauppauge, but when it comes to capture cards that are not Elgato, it's not very pleasant. They don't do so well. And also add in the issue with delay, in which I end up resolving the issue by, well, giving it a separate scene on my OBS to where it is dedicated to console gameplay footage, so that way my mic and my console games can be synced up. So I did set up a console gaming scene, and of course created a separate mic profile called the console mic, so that way I can make sure that I can have the delay issue resolved while not having delay issues carry over when it comes to PC games recording. Oh, I am of course talking about OBS. But why not use the included streaming software for our PlayStation and Xboxes? Well, here's the thing. However, when it comes to streaming, these won't do. Because you gotta think about the Streamlabs, and then you gotta think about adding in the special stuff to it when it comes to, well, and OBS offers more of making your stream more pizzazz, unlike the included softwares included in your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. And that would be enough with the technical jarbo, because not everybody here is a content creator or a live streamer. And plus, add in the reveal that console gaming libraries are entirely dictated compared to PC gaming, in which you have more of a freedom to play whatever you like. And of course, you have issues with backwards compatibility. As to where it comes to PC gaming, people have made software solutions that will basically make sure and make damn well sure that the games released in the past will run on all Windows 10 computers. But a lot of you are going to express more interest to this. Well, our gaming libraries on consoles are more dictated to this part. Well, yes, I am pretty much referring to an incident that ended up proving that, which was that international content policy implemented by Sony. And of course, I did mention something about the double standard when it came to Last of Us 2, involving a very spicy scene. And of course, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, yes, Nintendo is leaving it up to the ESRB. And understandably so. The last time they tried to basically dictate their games library didn't end so well, did it? Unfortunately, Sony's gonna have to end up learning the same lesson as Nintendo did the hard way. Now on to, well, the backwards compatibility. We have a set list of games that are backwards compatible. And of course, Microsoft did decide to go ahead and say, you know what? No, we can't have this go on. We're going to make select Xbox 360 games and select Xbox classic games compatible with Xbox One, and we will bust our ass to make sure that to be the case. And we will make sure that more and more and more games are made backwards compatible. However, I already said it about PC gaming and how people will do whatever they can, even if it means the power of emulation or any other software solution that will pretty much ensure that classic games released, especially released for Windows 95, would be ensured to definitely work well on a Windows 10 PC without any issue. However, now let's go ahead and talk about the Switch some more, because the Switch has been a hybrid console. And yes, the Switch being a hybrid console, you could be a home console and a portable console. There is that niche, and more people are starting to get attracted to that niche. However, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, and this is essentially why we're beginning to hear that there's going to be a next-gen Switch already. When it comes to, well, Nintendo Switch ports, now, however, if we were to bring up a quick comparison of SNK Heroine's Tag Team Frenzy, on the Switch version, it runs at 30 frames, but however, there can be some issues where it can drop a bit. However, if you are to play the PC version via Steam, you will get a constant 60 frames per second. However, you can also get SNK Heroine's Tag Team Frenzy on the PlayStation 4, but good luck because international content policy, remember? And yeah, when it came to the Epic Games Store's exclusivity for Samurai Showdown 2019, I had to basically end up just going to the PlayStation 4 version and praying and hoping that that international content policy doesn't even affect Sam Show on PS4. And this shouldn't be to the point where I have to pray and hope that Sam Show ain't affected by Sony's international content policy. However, also at the same time, I kinda do see why the Epic Games Store exists. And now on to streaming services like Stadia, because Stadia was the one that started it all. Stadia came out and was dead on arrival. Stadia's launch was a really big disaster. However, this ended up creating a domino effect, whether it succeeded or failed. And when it came to the domino effect, people are starting to lead more of the idea of cloud gaming. And yes, thanks to Stadia, we're going to be seeing a future where cloud gaming will be shoved down our throats. Definitely. Now, don't get me wrong, there are platforms that do better than Stadia, like GeForce Now, which I have been hearing of. But however, there was a hurdle that came up front of Nvidia when it came to GeForce Now. Corporate greed. And when it comes to corporate greed getting in the way, we have corporations needing more and more money rather than allowing Nvidia to provide more convenience for people who buy their games on Steam or Epic Games Store or whatever fucking launcher we have nowadays. Definitely, Microsoft will run into that dilemma when it comes to Project xCloud. However, if anything were to happen in consoles, or any one of the three major console brands such as Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, if the PlayStation were to be discontinued, this could create a great harm into the games industry. We're already having and expecting a $10 increase of next-gen games when it comes to Series X and PlayStation 5, but things can get far more uglier than expected. If something were to happen really bad in the console games industry, all gamers would be affected by it, even the PC gamers. And we don't even know what might happen if Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo end up getting discontinued in terms of the console games market. And whatever might happen in the console games market should Sony end up being discontinued on the PlayStation brand would affect everyone, and like I said, even the PC gamers. However, I did say time and time again that it's much more better to go multi-platform, so that way you have one platform, and then another platform, and then another platform, and you're having more than one platform to game on. However, until you're able to get the money to be able to do that and go multi-platform, you're going to have to consider your next-gen console choices very wisely. Which is definitely why I recommend you go multi-platform and finding various ways and any means possible to go multi-platform. If you have a console, go for that gaming PC next. If you already have a gaming PC, go for a console next. The idea of going multi-platform eliminates the dilemma of having to choose your platforms of play wisely. And of course, whatever proceeds to happen, well, at least we have these platforms, and of course the added list of libraries. The benefits of being a game collector, perhaps. Yeah, we get it, that PC gaming is better than console gaming, and there is a lot of things that PC gaming does that console gaming doesn't. But however, console gaming has that convenience, it makes gaming more easier, and it's not just that. Console gaming has been a very, very big part of keeping the games industry as healthy as it is right now. So yeah, I get it, PC Master Race, but however, also at the same time, your brother and sister also plays a role in the family in terms of, well, keeping the family at peace and tranquility. And with that totally said, when it comes to console gaming, that's definitely why I definitely said console gaming will keep the games industry healthy as it is right now. So, in the event shit does go down, that being totally said, console gaming needs more competitors. So, not only competitors, but more competitors that will stay across generations after generations. And maybe it is best if we see a Dreamcast 2 or a Neo Geo 2. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're best off seeing both happen alongside a PlayStation and an Xbox and Nintendo Switch. However, also at the same time, console game manufacturers do need to be offering an option for people with a thumb drive to implement special patches, just like how people on Steam are given the opportunity to implement special patches to their Steam copies. Oh yeah, and we cannot have any international content policy that is overly strict, especially when it comes to situations that occurred in real life being the reason. Also, console gaming needs to be made sure that more players are given more freedoms, especially as more as PC gaming as it can, in order to basically catch up with PC gaming. Console gaming plays a huge important role in the gaming industry, and that is totally said. So if anything were to happen to console gaming, the entire game industry would be affected in a not so very pleasant scale. And that is all I gotta say, and I'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.